Some designs are extremely easy to trace, and the Orioles one we're about to do is just that. It's really simple to actually trace it. It's what you do after that that might get a little bit more confusing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and select your design. This design I'd saved as a JPEG offline. So this is nothing more than just a picture. You could print it. It wouldn't cut for you because it's not an actual cut design. There are no cut lines on here. But you could print that if you wanted to. To trace the design, you'll need to come up to your Open the Trace window and then left click on Select Trace Area. What that does is it allows you to draw a box around your design. You'll notice that all of the black spots turned yellow, and this is exactly what we wanted for this design. It's perfect just as is. There's no need to change any of your trace settings or unclick high pass filter or anything like that. It really pretty much looks great as is. So we're going to want to go ahead and trace, not trace the outer edge, because if we did that we would lose the inside of the O as well as all the other letters. So we're going to go ahead and trace the whole thing. And what this does is now our JPEG is over here and our design is all one piece. So the first thing that we need to do is go ahead and right click and release compound path. This allows us to delete any pieces that we don't need for some reason that are on the design. So we don't need that little registered mark. We'll go ahead and delete that. But now we have our Orioles design that is separated and we need to group it back together. So the first thing to do, we're going to go ahead and just draw that box all the way around our area. Now you'll see you got to be real careful coming down to the bottom. It gets bigger and smaller. We want that smaller one. And then you have to press and hold Shift and then left click on the inside anytime you see those little inside lines, because what this will do is it will allow us to save that black part where it needs to be connected back to the black area. So we're just getting the spots that are going to be orange. I believe that's everything. So now we have our orange layer separated from our black layer. So from here, we'll need to go ahead and subtract out our middle sections from our Orioles design, and you'll see why here in just a minute. But we don't want to subtract out the dot on our eye, so we're going to go ahead and press and hold Shift and then left click. So you can select it back, but we don't want it selected right now. So we're going to go ahead and come to the Modify window and subtract all those inside layers out. And you'll see why here in just a second, because if we didn't do that, the insides of those letters would actually turn orange when we fill this. Let me go ahead and select that dot. We're going to go ahead and group these two back together. So to group, you can do a couple of different things. Right now I'm pressing and holding Shift so that way I don't have to draw my box around it. And then I left click on Orioles. Now to group, you can right click and press group, or I personally like to press Control G, and that groups your design together. Now for the black layer, we'll want to go ahead and select the whole thing. We're going to modify that again and press subtract, and that just subtracts out our letters again, and that way we don't have to turn the insides of those letters white on the black layer. From here, we'll want to fill this black, and I personally like the line colors to be black just so you can see more of what your finished design will look like. So now we can go ahead and overlay our Orioles on top of our orange Orioles on top of our black. Now when we're layering this design, my preference, so that it's easier to layer, is to draw some boxes. I'm going to go ahead, actually I already had some, so just pretend like I had just drawn these. We're going to go ahead and bring these down a little bit because we don't need them too far above our design, because otherwise we'll be wasting vinyl. So we're going to go ahead and group that together. We'll make this layer black because it's the bottom layer. We'll go ahead and copy and paste that. This layer will be orange. Kind of get those close, and then we're just going to align center and align middle. So now our designs are right on top of each other. Now we want to left click that top layer and left click our orange. Now when we drag that away, you'll see the boxes connect to the orange and the boxes connect to the black. When you go to put your vinyl design together, if you take your transfer tape, put it on top of your design after you've already weeded it, and then peel away the back layer, and I would say cut right about here off of your back layer. A little crooked, hang on. Cut right about there. Then when you go to lay it over your black layer, you're not working with an entire sticky area, you're just working with the orange back sticky area, and you can lay it right on top of that black, and it makes it extremely easy to layer a design. That's my suggestion. That pretty much sums up how to separate out a design and layer it. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to email me. My email is itssostinkingcute@hotmail.com. More than happy to answer any questions or make any other tutorials. Thanks, and have a great night.